Chicago, come on in. Bring it in. Brandon, I'm going to give you a break today. Tiffany, I know they released something new on you today, but I'm going to give you a break today. Chicago, come on into the front of the congregation. I thought that this story specifically was so tragic and disrespectful. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, let me go ahead and share it with you, and then you guys can let me know what it is that you think about it. Again, make sure you get your likes up. Make sure you tap in. I appreciate you. Let's run it up, y'all.
What was described in court today was a brutal murder involving a 24-year-old man and his 15-year-old girlfriend.
Let's stop right there. Yes, Miss Joy. Chicago again. We're not going to skip past that. We're going to let this play out. But it's important for us to mine out the context and the details so that we can truly understand what's going on in these streets. Because this is not just Chicago, but for some reason, Chicago is ground zero from some of the most egregious crimes. All right? Carrie, this is one that listen, it's a lot of things that come across my desk from Chicago every single day. It's a lot of things that come across my desk from Chicago, and I ignore it. Believe it or not, I actually ignore most, 98% of all Chicago stories, but some of them come across my desk, and I said, you know what? I can't ignore it. I can't ignore this little Dirk lookalike right here. I can't. 24-year-old man, 15-year-old girlfriend. 24-year-old man, his 15-year-old girlfriend. Let me start it over so y'all can actually grasp why this is meaningful for us to be able to have a conversation about.
What was described in court today was a brutal murder involving a 24-year-old man and his 15-year-old girlfriend. After hearing the details of what allegedly happened on December 12th, the judge decided to keep the defendant in jail until his next court date.
Days before, 15-year-old Amarise Parker was found strangled. She had called her mother to pick her up at her boyfriend's South Shore apartment after she says he refused to let her leave. Her mother did pick her up, but Parker eventually returned to 24-year-old Joshua Williams to pick her up. Let me
rewind. Let me rewind this. I want to show y'all something.
Days before, 15-year-old
This is the girl.
Amarise Parker was found strangled. She had called her mother to pick.
Let's feed into the stereotype for a second, right? Yeah. Son matter. You said, wait, what? Let's feed into the stereotype. Because again, we can't just take this on the surface based off of how the news is presenting it to us. We got to mine this out. 24, 15, mother. No father. And I keep saying, and I keep hammering this home, the biggest travesty and the biggest, saddest things that I've ever seen in my life. The core root of the issue is that there are too many single baby mamas out here trying to raise these children. Not marrying before they carrying, having these girls out here. She talking about she called her mama from her boyfriend's house. Mama came and picked her up. Listen, I would never, ever go off on a grieving mother because, good God, I couldn't imagine it. But God, is mother complicit? Is this a stereotype or a bias that we can ignore, understanding exactly what's being communicated in the culture? I've seen it too many times. I've seen too many conversations online. I've seen people justify why they allow for certain things to happen or why these women is continuing to do. How many of y'all, and I know I ain't the only one, that grew up in an environment and went to high school where these 15, 14, 16, 17, 18-year-old chicks got older boyfriends as 24, 25, 26, 27-year-olds. And here's the worst part about it. Mama know about it. Mama know about it. At his apartment. She picking him up for school. 15. So you telling me mama know about it? I knew plenty of girls that I was going to high school with that had older boyfriends that was driving, and mama knew about it. He had a whole job and a whole house, and mama knew about it. Do we really get into the details in order to uncover and address the issues, or are we going to lean on our bias?
Defendant in jail until his next court date.
Days before, 15-year-old Amarise Parker was found strangled. She had called her mother to pick her up at her boyfriend's South Shore apartment after she says he refused to let her leave. Her mother did pick her up, but Parker eventually returned to 24-year-old Joshua Williams' home on December 11th. According to court documents, neighbors reported hearing arguing that night. The next day, Williams called his cousin and a friend, saying Parker wouldn't wake up. They called 911, and paramedics found Parker dead from his...
What is a 15-year-old that has a parent, apparently no parents, what is a 15-year-old doing going back to and spending the night, and the mama know where he live at because she called, according to the news documents, according to the news reports, mama knew where to pick her up from. She went and picked her up, but she went back to the house the next night. And then the neighbors and everybody can hear arguing overnight. And the next thing you know, he calling his homeboys talking about she won't wake up. How is that possible? And should we also hold the parents accountable for their sins? How is it possible? How is it possible? How do you not know where your 15-year-old, listen, I have a 15-year-old. I have a 15-year-old daughter. I know whether she sneezed wrong. Teachers is intact and in tow, and mother and father, and you can't breathe without me knowing where you at and what's going on in your life. Apple Watch on, find your location on, everything on, everything got to be accounted for. I know what everything comes back to my account, her cards, everything. I give her freedom, but don't think for 1 second I'm not paying attention to what the hell is going on. I know everything that's going on. Every single thing that is going on. I am fierce in my protection for my 15-year-old daughter. Fierce in my protection for my 15-year-old daughter. I know what time she go to sleep. I know who her friends are. I know every single thing that I could possibly know about my kid. And don't dare call me overprotective when I see 15-year-olds spending the night over 24-year-olds' houses talking about their boyfriend.
Asphyxiation and strangulation. Later finding a necklace lodged in her throat, cuts and scratches on her neck, and her windpipe crushed. Court documents state Williams' Google history shows more than 50 searches relating to strangulation and murder.
His Googleables, they went through his computer. He got more than 50 searches. 50 searches of what?
Murder, including how to explain an asphyxiation death.
He was on Google's. He crushed her windpipe. He was on Google's trying to figure out how to strangle your daughter. Listen. He on Google's trying to research how he can strangle your daughter. Your daughter ain't safe, family. You not even safe. What makes you think your daughter is safe? You not safe, family. Your daughter is hanging out with these street dudes and they Googles is trying to figure out how it is that they can strangle her and then be able to explain it. How to explain an asphyxiation death is in his Googles. Guess what? You don't even necessarily have to research the person's computer in order to understand what it was that they was looking at. Everything you do is tracked. Every time you sign in. Your browser history, they don't have to go into your computer in order to figure that out. They don't have to go into your cache. They don't have to look at your cookies. They don't have to do none of that. I know what you was doing before you did it when you was doing it, and I ain't even got to be in your house to know what you was doing it. Yeah, the same way that they able to see and send you an advertisement to understand. You know what the funny, listen, I can't make this up. I got to share this with y'all because I know y'all don't have this level of insight to pay attention to what's going on. In the middle of me trying to help y'all to understand how to protect y'all daughters and why it's important for y'all to be very, very careful about raising your kids a little bit differently and being fervent and understanding what's going on, I just got a dislike. That shows you the level of monster people. Everybody that's watching me right now or everybody that's looking at this right now, they don't agree with me. It's some things that I think that we all can come together. We may have a difference of opinion on politics. We may have a difference of opinion on investing. We may have a difference of opinion on what happens in what city and so on and so forth. But how can anybody hit a dislike button when we having a conversation about the fact that a 24-year-old man had a 15-year-old girlfriend, mama knew about it, and this dude was doing his Googleables, and he was out here trying to figure out how to explain an asphyxiation death. I had a person hit a dislike literally mid-sentence while I'm sitting here having this conversation with you, and you telling me you safe out here. You ain't never been safe out here. I'm not even safe out here. I'm on a swivel every single day. I'm checking cameras before I even walk outside. Every single time I walk outside of my office, I'm checking cameras for the parking lot. I'm checking cameras for the lobby. I got a security downstairs. You can't get up to my office until you go through security. I just got 3 more dislikes. 3 more dislikes mid-sentence. 3 more dislikes mid-sentence. Monsters are watching this. Look, it's over 1,700 people watching it. You think that they're going to admit that they monsters, or you think that they just going to go ahead and reveal themselves through the dislikes? Monsters are watching this right now. You not safe. Your daughters ain't safe. Your loved ones ain't safe. And we need to get back to the core of who we are so that we can understand how to move a little bit differently. 2 more dislikes. I'm with it. Just hit it. Keep hitting it. If you disagree with me on this right now, go ahead and hit the dislike button. I'm with it.
And the penalty for murder. Given the evidence and Williams' criminal history of strangling another person in Colorado, the judge decided to keep the defendant detained until...
We got 2 more. Get the dislikes up if you disagree with me. I'm with it. Get the dislikes up, you evil, monstrous. If this wasn't a Millionaire Morning Show, it would be a different type of conversation. But I understand y'all with y'all kids. The church got this on. The daycare is playing it. Monsters.
Man tonight is charged with murder in the strangulation of 15-year-old Amaurice Parker in South Shore last week.
Joshua Williams appeared in court for a detention hearing today after police arrested him on Saturday. WGN's Dana Rebick is live at 26 in California with details. Dana.
Well, a judge ordered Joshua Williams to remain.
We at 13. Keep it up. Let's rock.
Detained. Again, he is charged with first-degree murder in the strangulation death of 15-year-old Amaurice Parker. We spoke with her mother late last week outside this man's apartment building.
She had reached out to me and was trying to come home, and she had strength enough to give the actual address, 7259 East Phillips.
Johanna Clark says her daughter, 15-year-old Amaurice Parker, repeatedly ran away to see this man, 24-year-old Joshua Williams, who lived in this South Shore apartment building.
She was dating this young man that knew she was underage. When I came, they opened the gate and I saw him in there.
Chicago police say on December 10th, Parker was inside and went to Joshua Williams' neighbor's house, asking to use his phone to call her mom to come pick her up. Her mother went but couldn't find her. The next morning, Parker called back and her mom went again.
I picked her up on the corner right there, and she ended up leaving again.
Parker told her mom Williams would not let her leave his apartment, and she escaped when he thought she was in the bathroom. Later that day, Johanna Clark left her apartment to pick her other daughter up from school, and when she got back, Amiris was gone, returning to Williams' apartment, where a neighbor reported hearing them arguing. Police say later the next night, the defendant called his cousin and said Parker was foaming at the mouth and he didn't know what to do. That cousin called 911. When an ambulance arrived, Parker was found lying in an open closet unresponsive. Paramedics say she had a necklace lodged in her throat, noting her neck was red and cut with scratches and cuts on her face. After an autopsy, the medical examiner said Parker's windpipe was crushed, ruling her death homicide by strangulation. Police questioned Williams the following day and released him, but arrested him 3 days later.
They released him. Before rearresting him, they released him.
Denied harming Parker, saying they fell asleep and she didn't wake up the next day. But after reviewing Williams' phone, police say they found videos of him touching Parker's dead body, as well as more than 50 Google searches related to strangulation, the death penalty, and how to explain an asphyxiation death. And we learned in court today that Joshua Williams is actually a fugitive wanted on an out-of-state warrant out of El Paso County, Texas, for a strangulation case there back in 2019.
So let me pull this guy back up. I want to get him on the screen because I want y'all to understand what you've done away. This dude been strangling people. He been strangling chicks down in El Paso, up in Chicago. Mama's baby, Papa's maybe. Nobody called the police. Nobody had this dude arrested. He walking around on warrants. You picking your kid, your 15-year-old daughter up off the corner in the middle of the night. I don't know whether to feel sorry. I don't know whether to hold people accountable. I don't know what to do no more. This is so messed up on every single level, every avenue, all across the board. And let me say this, because I see that the dislikes is up. We up to 18 now. Let me say this, right? I don't know if y'all believe in spirits or karma or anything like that. I know y'all think that trolling is cute or, yeah, I'm going to really do it this time. Or, yeah, I don't like it either or whatever. I don't like the fact that he's speaking against it. Up to 19, I'm with it. God see you. He see you. I know you don't think that he do, but he see you. Your life is the reflection of your demonic mindset and your behavior. He sees you. I can't see you. I can't do nothing to you. I ain't got a hell or a heaven to put you in. If I did, listen, I'm not one of them people that's going to say, I don't judge. I don't got a hell or a heaven to put you in. If it was up to me, if I was God, if I ever get an opportunity to be God, I will send you straight to hell. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. No free will. I will send you straight to hell. I wish I had a heaven or a hell to put you in. You wouldn't even be considered. I'm with it. I'm with the smoke. I'm one of them people that actually is with the smoke. I think that you should go to the depths of hell if you one of these type of people that actually support this behavior. 100%. And God see you. You ain't get away with it. We know you monsters is out there. That's why we separate ourselves from you. That's why we vigilant. That's why it's important for us to have these conversations. We up to 20. I'm with it. I'm with the smoke. I'm different. I'm not the type of person that's going to turn the other cheek. Nah, I can't say what I would do to you because I don't want to put myself in a bad position. But I think that y'all monsters. I think that y'all evil. I think that y'all monsters. And it's unfortunate. It's absolutely unfortunate that the babies was raised to be subjected to this environment that y'all continue to put yourselves in. And we got so many mamas that don't have a clue on how to raise children, but they keep having them out of wedlock. Let me read some of the super chats and we're going to continue over with the show. That's y'all baby. When you see that little girl show up and you see this 24-year-old guy and we keep normalizing it within our society, remember that's your baby. Papa's maybe.